So we got called in as a pair. They dispatched aircraft, 6-7 cruisers we saw that day, and we got pulled over, and we managed to deal with it appropriately. We had some wet days. This is actually near the Stonewall Resort, which is in West Virginia. Fantastic roads. Highly recommend you check out the roads around the Stonewall Resort in West Virginia. Unfortunately, we had a wet day. This was just some shitty motel, and I'm getting stuck in because everything was booked up in Little Switzerland. Had freaking disco lights shining it all up. But again, early morning. This is my buddy Vic. I threw him the keys to my car because we met up in Little Switzerland with a few other boys from the community, and he's never driven a Turbo S. Mine's tuned. It's got some work done to it. So I said, yeah, let's go for a rip. And he's just hammering the shit out of it in the mountains. You can go and watch it on Instagram if you want to hear the audio, but the car's loud. It's got a full exhaust and a tune and everything. This is kind of funny because my buddy Serge was talking about my car being the cheater car because it's got all-wheel drive and more power than a GT3 RS. But as you explain the aero that the car has, the real cheater car on vote of audience was 56%, the GT3 RS. What else we got over here? You see that little earpiece dangling from my ear? We use radios. So when we're passing, when we're doing anything, that's in Little Switzerland. So we're doing anything, communicating, low on fuel, something picked up on radar. You see something on Waze or highway radar. You can talk to the other guys. These are all the other boys getting their cars ready. We went down as a group of 3. Met 3 more on night 2, and then the morning of, basically, I think there was a total of about a dozen of us in total. There's another group from Toronto that met us back down there. Little Switzerland backdrop over there. You can't see much of it, but it's a beautiful mountain range. This is Blue Ridge Parkway, which I highly recommend you guys check out. If you haven't driven the Blue Ridge Parkway, it's a fantastic set of long, sweeping roads. The only disadvantage to it, and I'm halfway through this, so I'll get done with this in a second. The only disadvantage to it is there's really no exits. So if you're ripping it beyond what you should be safely, as far as speed limits go, you're going to have a hard time getting off the main road if there's a cop coming the other way or you get called in or something like that. Okay, so I wanted to pause here to show you this picture because this is one of the lessons. And guys, I've done probably 75,000 to 100,000 kilometers of rally driving by now. I don't generally do the big sticker rallies anymore where you have to sticker up the car and shit because I just hate peeling the stickers off the car. It's such a pain in the ass. They're more, how do I put it? They're more structured along the lines of like, what's in it for the wags, the wives and girlfriends and stuff like that. So there's always a big city involved. There's like like half the group will take off 2:00 in the afternoon and just beeline it straight to the hotel rather than driving the rest of the roads and go and take pictures of their martinis on the rooftop with their wives and girlfriends and stuff like that. They're not real drivers. They're not great drivers. They don't drive hard and have a lot of fun. They're more there for, let me take some pictures of my exotic car with some stickers on it. I'll take my wife or girlfriend to a hotel and we'll have some fun. Take some photographs of food and my chocolate martinis and stuff like that. But we like to just rip and drive hard and have a good time with a solid group of guys that know how to go. And to the point of this photograph over here, so on the Blue Ridge Parkway, this part of it in particular is really close to Asheville. So here's one of the lessons that you can take from this, because I'm going to break down some other stuff over here that will come up in a moment. But it's really interesting because people will look at your cars and they'll be like, beautiful car, can I take a picture of it? And we're always super friendly. It's like, they're with little Billy and stuff like that. And the kid's all excited about the car. We're like, yeah, you open the door, you say, you have them sit in the car and take a picture of the car, start it up and rev it sort of thing, right? You give them a little taste of what it's all about. That's how we've always been. That's how we roll. It's just, I wish people did that more when I was a kid. So I kind of, make sure they get the treatment that I wish that I had when I was younger. So they're always friendly and they're your buddy at the gas station and they'll tell you some bullshit story about when they drove their 1982 Toyota Celica through Tail of the Dragon with their dog's ears flapping in the back. And it's like, cool. Awesome. We're going to go over there and do it with some real cars now and have a nutter of it. But over here in this area, because it's close to Asheville, which is a big libtard town, it's way left leaning. I don't like that town, but we have to go through it sometimes. And, there were some people up there and most of them, we just sort of wait for them to take the photographs and move out of the way. We back up the cars and line them up. So we have a good photo shoot of the mountains behind with the clouds and all that sort of stuff. This isn't the high res version. Obviously, this is the Instagram version. And there's a couple standing sort of off to the side in the photograph. And I walk over to them because cars are lined up perfect. There's nobody in the backdrop, but they're going to be in the shot. I'm like, hey, folks, could you use a solid? We just line up all the cars over here. And they're watching us line up the cars, and they're standing, there in the way. Sort of, could you solid just like move out of the way a little bit so we can get like a group shot with all the cars and boys together? And no word of a lie, the guy looks over to me like this, and he's like, looks me up and down, and he goes, fine, like this. Like I'm inconveniencing him to move 6 or 7 feet out of the way so we can get a shot with the boys with our cars. That's just how people are. They don't want to accommodate you when it comes to anything that's fun, especially if you've got money. They don't want to placate you. Like they'll befriend you at the gas station. They're very happy to show up with their kid, and their kid sits in your car and starts up your car and revs the shit out of it. They're okay with that. But when you ask them kindly, hey, we want to get a shot with just the boys in the cars. Would you mind just, moving a few feet over that way just so we can get a clean shot? That'd be great. And they give you attitude about it. It's like, take a guess who got into the driver's seat of the car, him or his girlfriend/wife. It was the wife, the girlfriend. Take a guess what kind of car they were driving. It was like a highlighter, green or yellow or some bullshit color, like electric Korean car, like a Kia or something like that. And it's like, of course, we're out here, not hurting anybody, having a good time. And it's like, you get the attitude from these like people that they're just not happy with life. And I mean, look, if you're a dude and you look the way that he did, soft as hell soy, and you have to sit in the passenger seat of a highlighter green electric Korean car, I could understand why your life might suck. But I mean, don't be a dick about it. Just move out of the way, man. Anyway, let's keep playing through this story reel. This is just a restaurant, grabbing an old fashioned, which is the official drink of the 1%. I've said that I don't drink. This is the first drink that I had since the Croatia trip, which, by the way, last drink I had was an old fashioned on some island. I can't remember the town on the island, but great drinks. Just tasty. And one or two will get me lit. I'm a lightweight, right? Anyway, here is my buddy's GT3 RS, who says he doesn't cheat, but he's got all this downforce. So he's got no frunk in the car. He's got fans, and literally when it's hot, you can see the hot air blowing, and it deviates it around the car. I don't know how, the fan angle or those vents that are on it that end up doing it, but it manages to actually like show you the way that the heat path and the air moves over the car to create downforce. It's insane. Porsche engineering is just sick. You can go and hear the audio because clearly I can't run this at the same time that I'm talking. 747 wing on the back that's got an actuator for drag reduction system like a Formula One car. But my car cheats because it's got more power and all-wheel drive, right? We just mess with each other back and forth. This is cool. This is very, very interesting. This is a G-force tracking meter. And I routinely, so this is after Tail of the Dragon, and I want to talk about Tail of the Dragon next. I routinely pull very, very high Gs. Like I usually reset this at the start of each rally. 1.31 on acceleration, braking, 1.24 on acceleration, 145 and 152 left and right. That's like go-kart quality sort of Gs almost, like especially like left and right. I don't think go-karts accelerate or brake quite as well, but Porsches are just sick cars when it comes to roads. Now, the reason why I wanted to go and talk about Tail of the Dragon next and the relevancy of it, if you don't know what that is, it looks like this. Stop screen, present, share, Google Maps, boom. So 318 turns over 11 miles. This is what it looks like. Basically, we usually come up through North Carolina. From like the Cherokee Mountains or around Little Switzerland, depending on where we stay. There's a Tennessee, North Carolina border right over here. You sort of cross into it. There's a sign that says that you're in Tennessee, and the road improved significantly, by the way. Tennessee just repaved this entire road. It's fantastic. There's not even like a pimple on the road anywhere. It's absolutely immaculate. It's the best asphalt that I've seen in a long time. So if you're nearby and have a fast car or bike, I'd encourage you to go to Tail of the Dragon. Again, this is 318 turns over 11 miles. There's no roads that come off it. It's one entrance and one entrance basically up over here. I'm going to talk about a wrote up over here in a second. It's called the 129. I don't know why it says 115 over here, but it's called the 129, I believe. So 2 stories. We're going to talk about the entrepreneurship opportunity afterwards, but it is beyond me why we have so many cruisers, Harleys, choppers, bikes that are clearly not designed for fast sweepers, like left-right sweepers. If you're on a sport bike, and I used to ride sport bikes, you basically throw the bike over left and right very quickly through all the turns. I've seen a lot of guys on bikes go through there. But for some reason, 95% of the guys riding that road or driving on that road are motorcycles. And I'll show you the photographs in a second, which I'm going to talk about the business opportunity. Why they're there, I don't know. You're basically on a big fucking couch, right? You've taken your couch out of your house, you stuck a V-twin motor in it, and you're driving your couch. And a lot of the times they're like the Road Kings, the big fucking heavy ones. I don't know if you've ever ridden one, but they weigh, I don't know, 600, 800 pounds. They're pigs. They're giant bikes, and they don't have any ground clearance because they generally don't have, they don't have pegs like a sport bike. They have boards. So you can't get a lot of ground clearance on them. So you're basically forced to do the speed limit or slower, which is really bizarre because this is a tourist attraction. This is where, like, at the bottom on one side, there's a gas station. There's a big steel dragon people take photographs of. I've somewhere on my Instagram, I got a photograph of it. I've been there half a dozen times. There's memorabilia, there's clothing. On the other side, there's other shops. So it's a huge tourist attraction. Cops don't even bother you there. Like, from time to time, there's a cop sort of parked off on the side on the road, like one of the hard shoulders that's like paved, like a pull-off. And if they see you going what might look like faster than the limit, they'll just turn on their lights for a second. They turn them off. They don't chase you. They don't bother you. You can really just kind of like rip it through there. And as soon as you clear the corner, 1-2 corners, you just hammer it again. They just sort of leave you alone. Why? I don't know if they have orders because it's tourist attraction, but they just don't bother you. So you can go there pretty quick, right? Like, you can rip through there. It's an amazing, amazing road. Why are guys on couches riding that road? Fine. You want to ride your giant Road King Harley couch with your fat chick on the back and go slow through the corners, sometimes slower than the speed limit. Fine. But here's the thing. There's etiquette on the road. And if you have faster traffic that's coming up behind you, and there's paved shoulders, not gravel shoulders, not no shoulders, but freshly paved asphalt shoulders, and you have mirrors on your bike, which you do, 95% of these guys will just hold you up. They'll just fart around. They don't give a fuck. They don't want you going at your speed. So this is a lesson for you. Humans don't want you going at your speed. They don't want you going at your capability. They want you to go at their speed. And I have a few more examples of this. It's unfortunate, but that's how humans are. They don't give a fuck. I'm on my Road King, got my fat girl in the back. We're going to go down to the cafe, and it's all Harleys down there. I don't know why. Very, almost no sport bikes. Some 3-wheelers. I don't know why people get those. It's like, I don't know. I'm assuming they made 3-wheelers for people that were disabled or had an accident or something like that because they couldn't balance or they couldn't use a leg or something like that, but fine. But there's a lot of 3-wheelers, a lot of these weird, sometimes it's 2 wheels in the back and one in the front, or 2 in the front, 1 in the back, or whatever they are. But human nature is just like that. It's really, really bizarre. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.